Oh, hey, y'all. Welcome to In Response to, episode 26. I'm Jason Bonsall, and this is in response to belief formation and Pascal's wager. I'm going to introduce a couple of very old philosophical concepts to more informatively discuss the point of this chat we're going to have here. Pascal's wager is named after its creator, Blaise Pascal. It was a French mathematician in the 17th century, and it goes like this. Pascal said, "You're better off just believing in God because you have nothing to lose. If God doesn't exist, okay, whether you believe in him or not and he doesn't exist, then it doesn't matter because you will not have an afterlife." This is, that's the traditional way of thinking about it. But if he does exist and you believe in him, then good for you. You get the eternal reward. Congratulations. But if he does exist and you don't believe in him, then you're really screwed. Then you're going to get the shit shaft. So he advises you, just believe in him. What do you have to lose? Now, it's hard for me to imagine that he was totally serious, but you have to assume that he was, I suppose. I didn't read the source material for what made this such a famous idea, but it's a very well-known proposal by Pascal. And I've never heard a claim that he was saying it in jest, so I assume he was serious about it. It's just hard for me to imagine that he or anyone could really live that way. But I hear people agree with that even today. Not literally today, but I mean even now in this era. I've heard people listen to that explanation of what Pascal's wager is and come out feeling pretty positive about it, thinking it's a sensible way to be and it's a good idea to follow. And I don't get it again. Just a few days ago, I heard someone talking about religious belief, and she said something along the lines of, "I don't reject anything, any kind of religious belief because I don't know what the truth is. You can't know. So, just believe in everything." And again, I'm not certain that she was being 100% serious. She wasn't talking to me. I just overheard her. So I don't know, but I'll proceed as if she was being serious because I know that other people I've heard talk about this have seriously represented their acceptance of Pascal's wager. Well, in case you haven't put it together entirely, I'll just be real explicit about it. I think Pascal's wager is a load of shit. I don't understand how you can do it. It's not just that I think it's a bad idea. It's that I don't think it's possible to do that, to form a belief because there will be some positive consequence from believing whatever that is. I don't think the human mind works that way, and I'll get into it a little bit more. But in going down that path, I want to also introduce the idea of the four causes, and this comes from Aristotle, although I believe some other philosophers, maybe ancient only, I'm not really sure, have talked about multiple kinds of causes in this way, but I know this comes from Aristotle, so I'll just name him. The four types of causes that Aristotle gave are material, formal, efficient, and final. The material cause of something is like what it's made of, for example. So let's use a marble statue for our example here. What makes that a statue? Well, the one answer I could give, one cause of why that's a statue, or what makes that what it is, I should say, is the material it's made of, the marble. So if someone asks me, like, what causes that to be what it is, I'll say marble. Okay, that's one kind of answer. You could also be talking about the formal cause, which would be what makes that what it is? Well, it's in the form of a statue. Because you could have a marble block that doesn't look anything like a statue, and you wouldn't call it a statue. It wouldn't be a statue, in fact. So the form of whatever the thing is, in this case a statue, makes it what it is. Or you could be talking about the efficient cause, which in this case would be the sculpting of the sculpture. So maybe the chisel can be included. The artist himself would be included. Like what made that what it is? What makes that what it is? The artist, the chisel. Okay. And then the final cause, which is not referring to the fact that it's last on this list. It means it's talking about the teleology. So what's the end game here? Why was it made? To what end was this made? That's a good way to put it. And in this case, it would be probably to decorate some area, some house or a castle or who knows what, or to enjoy art, to have something beautiful to look at. Those were the ends for which, or to which, this statue was made. That's another kind of cause you can be talking about. And I think with the first three, the material, the formal, and the efficient causes, it can make sense to talk about beliefs in those ways. Now, with material and formal, it's a little bit funky because beliefs are not physical objects, so you can't really point to them and say the material that it's made of is something you can touch or see. But you can still talk about what is the content of the belief, or maybe with the formal cause, you could be talking about what is a belief? What is it? What is it that makes an idea a belief? So, although they're not physical things or really shapes, it's a kind of abstract connectedness that you can point to material and formal causes to talk about beliefs. Likewise, with the efficient cause, I think reasons, the reason I believe something, the thing that I heard from you maybe that led me to form the belief X, whatever that is. I think that's the efficient cause because it's the thing that actually pushed me to do that. But then when you look at the final cause, the end to which I choose this belief, I guess. I think that's how I want to put it because I don't think it makes sense to choose a belief. I don't think that's possible. I think beliefs just happen. It's almost as if beliefs choose you, but I don't want to make it sound metaphysically spooky in some weird way. I don't think they're like souls that are, choosing you like they're drafting a fantasy team or something. It's just that you can't, I don't think it's possible to form a belief because you're going to get something good out of it, or any other reason except for reasons, which were already covered by the efficient cause. So, we're already accounting for the fact that good reason or reasons will move someone to have a belief. We're taking that into account under the efficient cause. So, aside from that, what else could it possibly be that moves you to adopt a belief? I don't think there is anything else. And I'm not saying that I don't think it's a good idea or I don't think it's easy or something like that. I'm saying I don't think it's possible for a human mind to behave that way. And I'll just give another example. Say I'm out of the house, I'm at work all day, and in the morning I think to myself, it would really be nice if I went home and found $1 million in my bedroom today. Well, yeah, that would be nice. And if I believed that, I would probably be in a very good mood for the rest of the day. So there's a positive consequence to me holding that belief. But can that really make me then actually believe it? I don't think so. There's no harm in believing it. It's just like Pascal's wager. This is exactly what I'm trying to recreate here with the money in my bedroom scenario. If I believe that there's $1 million in my room, I'll get a benefit. Just like by believing in God, I'll get a benefit. If he's actually real, I'll get to go to heaven. Whereas if he's real and I don't believe in him, I go to hell, so that's bad. So with the $1 million scenario, if it's really in my room and I don't believe it's in my room, what's the harm? Like I'll go home and find $1 million. That's pretty awesome. If I believe it's in there, I'll be happy. I'll be in a really good mood for the rest of the day. If I don't, okay, I've never believed that a day in my life, so it's just going to be like every other day. Well, that's not so bad. There's no harm there. But again, you can't make yourself believe something. You can't choose a belief like that. I'll be moved to believe it if I get a good enough reason. Pretty much to the point where a belief is necessary. I really think that's the way reason works, is if you hear a good reason, you can't help but be convinced. I mean, that's just what a good reason is. So anyway, I challenge you. I suppose that's going to be the wrap-up point here, is I challenge you to try to come up with an example of a way you can choose a belief in that way, or in any way. Try it. See how that works, and share it in the comments section, please. I'd like to see what that's all about, because again, I don't think that's possible, but prove me wrong. Now, I do want to say in closing, though, I understand the existence of wishful thinking, but that's not exactly what I'm talking about here. I understand that someone can be convinced to believe something on what would otherwise be insufficient reason or bad reason, because he wants to believe it. There's some good consequence to the truth of a belief, I guess, that would kind of taint my otherwise sound faculty of belief formation, to the point where I'm no longer reliable. I'm going to believe something on insufficient evidence because I've been so warped by my desire for it to be true. I understand that can happen. That's not really what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about a rational, a cold, calculating decision like Pascal was talking about. He wasn't talking about having your belief formation faculty compromised by an overwhelming desire for the truth of something. He was saying, think about it. Think about it calmly and rationally like this, and you'll see that you have nothing to lose by believing, so just believe. No, I don't think that's possible. So in your answer to me in the comments, please keep that in mind. We're not talking about any kind of emotional bastardization of otherwise sound faculty of belief formation and rationality. Try to stick to that with your example if you can come up with one. All right, that's going to be it for episode 26. Thanks for tuning in.